Hi, and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be doing some quick little love notes from your person. This is going to be a message cards only reading, and there are 3 groups to choose from. Group 1 is the Agate star. Group 2 is the Labradorite moon. And group 3 is the rose quartz heart. So if you want to take a moment to center, focus on your breathing, and feel whichever group, maybe multiple groups or perhaps all of the groups that you're most drawn to. I'll give you a minute to make your selection and then we'll get right into it. And there are timestamps in the description box of the video for each group if you'd like to jump ahead, which I do recommend using so that you can skip over me shuffling cards in between groups to clear the energy of the group I've just read for and tap into the energy of the group I'm about to read for. So again, I'll give you a minute. Please use the timestamps and we'll get into your reading. Hi, Group 1. You chose the Agate star. So I'm going to be getting 3 cards from 3 different decks, and let's see, what does your person want you to know from their higher self right now? Okay, so they say, what's going on with us? So they're thinking a lot about the connection, maybe a choice that they had made in the past to walk away from this, to maybe ask for some time and space to think things over, some uncertainty about what they wanted for the future, what they wanted for themselves in their life for the future even. And this feels like somebody who's been deeply in a period of contemplation, of soul searching, looking at the life that they have constructed for themselves and feeling that they don't necessarily fit in with that or align with that anymore. And in tandem with that is a decision that they made corresponding to this connection as well, where what seemed like a right decision at one point in time, they're now second guessing that. They're now reevaluating that, or rather, they themselves have changed or they are changing vibrationally. They're expanding. This could be somebody who has gone through a spiritual awakening or is on an ascension path, going on an ascension journey, digging deeper within themselves, within the meaning of their life, within their beliefs, things that resonated with them once that no longer do. And so a decision that had been made to maybe put some distance between the two of you, or again, walk away from this connection. It no longer aligns with the person that they are and who they feel themselves to becoming. They also say, does that offer still stand? So you may have told them if they change their mind, if they ever need anything, that you'd always be there for them. And they're thinking about that, if your heart's still open to them, if you would still be willing to accept them, if you would like the person that they're becoming, how you would feel about the changes that they are going through internally in terms of the world around them, in terms of the people that they're surrounding themselves with, the vibration that they're holding. As all of these things are shifting and changing, there is a questioning within them about if the love that you once felt, if that still exists within you, if it's possible to rekindle this situation, if you would still be open to, receiving them into your life, into your heart once again. If, an energy of unconditional love, of allowing this person the time and space to walk their own path, to find themselves, to figure things out at their own pace. If this is still the way that you feel, they're also reflecting at the changes that they've made within themselves, how they are shifting their vibration. And there's a questioning about, the vibration within you that has shifted, the changes within you that maybe they have been able to witness on social media, or that they are just surmising based on some time that's passed, kind of looking at the concept of the two of you mirroring one another. And whether or not they are using that exact terminology, there's a sense of changes within them. They're feeling necessarily and logically mimic or ripple some kind of a change that has occurred within you as well, or that most likely would have occurred. They are recognizing you as somebody who may have even been more almost spiritually advanced at them at one point in time, or more emotionally advanced. And so as they are evolving, it's kind of a natural premise for them that you as well would be evolving. And as much as they are not necessarily resonating as extremely as they once did with people that are in their lives, belief systems that they had, or views that they had on partnership and love, there's a sense of these things may have also changed within you. And so an openness that you once had, they're uncertain if you would be willing to receive them once again, if while you were a vibrational match at one point in time, as their vibration is shifting, how much has your vibration shifted? How much have your standards shifted? How much is what you are looking for in a partner and a person? How much has that shifted outside of the bounds of who they are and who they are becoming? They also say, I can't count the times I almost said what was on my mind. So there could be a lot that's been held back in the past, a lot of missed opportunities, words that were never spoken have lingered with this person, have remained in their heart. This can be somebody who also has wanted to speak their truth or reach out to you on multiple occasions, but for whatever reason has held themselves back from communication. Maybe something that they were able to observe online, feeling that you might not necessarily be open still to them, or wondering if you were single, if you're available, or if you had somebody else in your life, something that they may have seen, perhaps something they misconstrued, or you may actually have somebody else in your life. And it's been something that this person has discovered, and it is causing them to sort of withdraw into themselves, withdraw into this questioning, a little bit of being kind of hard on themselves for having squandered the opportunity with you previously. Kind of a sense of recognition that they took you for granted, they took this connection for granted, and also that a standard that they may have set, or kind of a bottom line that was given, a line in the sand that was drawn where, they said they weren't ready for commitment, they weren't feeling the same way, they wanted to explore their options. This resonated with who they were at one point in time, but again, they have shifted or raised their vibration in some way, and so that truth no longer resonates with them. And there's an urge to express this to you, but there may also be some uncertainty about how to put that to words, what to say, to not just have this be a very one-sided conversation, a statement that's made with no response. So somebody who's really holding back to consider a little bit more and feel into more the truth of what this means for themselves, and what this means in terms of the potential of what can happen in this connection in the future. They also say, I know that we're not perfect, but we are perfect for each other. So they're seeing you in this connection, the potential that exists here in a different light. What they may have been looking for, what they may have resonated with at one point in time, it just no longer satisfies them. It's no longer what they want. As they are coming to know themselves on a deeper level, they are recognizing that everything that they could need and want in a partner exists within you. They also say, I worry that I will never be good enough for you. So that was coming through in terms of the ways in which they have shifted their vibration. They have risen beyond a version of themselves. They have stepped out of that or are stepping out of that. And there's a questioning about the ways in which you also vibrationally have evolved. A desire that you once had for them. Do you still have that? Do you still carry feelings for them? Is this something that can be resurrected? Is this something that the two of you can come back from whatever has happened, whatever was said, or whatever missed opportunity created distance or closure between you in the past? A sense of wanting to reach out, but this person also recognizing on some level that they are on an ascension journey. They have not reached a destination. They have not reached a place that now, with this kind of widened perspective off of what has been activated within them through this connection and by you, and has caused this energy of reaching, of striving for more, of questioning their environment, the goals that they had for themselves, who they believe themselves to be, who they want themselves to be. There's a sense of that being a work in progress, and that element of a work in progress is holding them back somewhat from communicating to you, telling you about the changes, the change of heart that they have had, this clarity that they have gained about who you are and how much you mean to them. There's a fear that to approach too soon, that what they have to deliver won't be sufficient to kind of cause you to bring down the walls that might now be around your heart. That being this work in progress, that they may consider you to be further along in your spiritual path, and that what they have to give is not, you're beyond that almost. You've evolved beyond being satiated by that. You've evolved beyond resonating with that. And there's a sense of a lot of heavy lifting that this person is doing at the soul level, a lot of shadow work that they may be going through. And again, discovering that kind of people, places, and things they once resonated with no longer feel good to them. This no longer feels like where they want to be. They've almost outgrown their environment and are yearning and stretching for more, but that this is a work in progress. They're not at a place of completion or total satisfaction within themselves, both with the choices they've made in the past, who they are in the present, and who they are striving to be going forward. And so kind of holding back a little bit until they reach more of a place of feeling good with where they are, with where they've been, where they currently are on their path, and with what they're reaching towards. They also say, I don't want to take you for granted or misuse you. So that can tie into that energy of feeling that they are a work in progress, that in some way they are needing some more of this time in that internal landscape to figure out who they are becoming, who they want to be. They don't want to overcomplicate your life. They don't want to diminish the high vibration that you hold, that they are now able to recognize that you have always had, and that they are able to either directly observe or energetically perceive or just surmise that you have risen into and that you are continuing to reach for. Again, this feeling of you almost being in some way more spiritually advanced than them, more emotionally advanced than them. You may have really been the one to perceive kind of the deeper layers of this connection prior to them. Maybe you expressed that to them or alluded to that at one point in time, only to be faced with kind of rejection or denial of these things. This person kind of withdrawing or not choosing to participate in that or explore those kind of facets and aspects of this situation. Now that they have come to this point of clarity, that clarity is increasing for them, it feels like daily and exponentially. There's a sense of cherishing this bond, this potential that exists between the two of you in a way they were not capable of before. And with that is this desire to almost keep themselves at arm's length until they have all of these changes and the person that they are becoming, until they have that figured out a little bit more, until they have something of substance, some way to explain these things to you, and to kind of bring peace and a higher vibration into your existence, rather than to overcomplicate things or to almost make matters worse between you. They also say we should talk about everything and clear the air. So that is that energy of them wanting to reach out, them wanting to really let you know these revelations that they've had, what they have come to discover about who you are to them, what they want out of this relationship going forward, who they are becoming, who they are discovering themselves to have always been, deep down inside in their most authentic core. And kind of that energy of almost reaching for you only to sort of pull themselves back, only to hold themselves back out of fear, out of worry, and out of concern and care for not making matters worse between you. But somebody who's deeply introspective at this point in time, trying to put words to the feelings and the sensations that they are experiencing. They need to come to this point of a greater understanding of what's going on with them, this process that they are in, this ever unfolding ascension journey. And that this is a very necessary stage of this process right now, to face that fear, to take that quiet time, almost somebody who's in hermit mode, at least kind of withdrawn from how much energy and kind of priority that they are placing on things in their environment. A lot more of that energy is being directed within. This is an energy of questioning, of searching within their soul, and finding you there alongside a version of themselves that they may have overlooked or that they weren't ready to recognize or step into previously. And they also say, I want to taste you. So this can tie into being in your presence once again, wanting to taste the energy, the very palpable electric chemistry that exists between the both of you when you are in proximity to one another. Even if this is just kind of an online connection and that energy exchange is virtual, there's a sense of being drawn back to that, feeling very comfortable in your energetic presence and your physical presence as well. Wanting more of that in their life, and that really serving as a point of contrast, what they have with you, what they have experienced with you in the past compared to whatever it is that's in their environment right now. It just doesn't taste the same. It doesn't satiate them at a soul level. It doesn't fill this yearning that they have for you that only grows, it only increases. The deeper into their own authenticity they are stepping, the more they are going through this ascension process and kind of leaving behind a vibration that they were once holding, a version of themselves that they identified with, stepping into that unknown, stepping out of that old skin and into the new. That with that, what correlates with that is a greater vibrational alignment with you, with the frequency that you hold within, with who you are, who you have become, who you are striving to be as a person and as a soul. And there's this desire to savor that. If given the opportunity, this is somebody who definitely would be a lot more attentive than they were in the past. Somebody who is recognizing that this connection with you, if given that opportunity, if they come to that point of, taking that chance, recognizing that we all to some degree are always a work in progress. And there's no time like the present to take those action steps, to put themselves out there, to at least make the effort in this situation. It's drawing them, it's compelling them, it's this yearning, it's this urge to kind of taste the sunlight of this situation, because it seems that the two of you have been kind of in a shadowy period or in a cold period, or almost in a very kind of diplomatic or convivial period. If this is somebody who's still to some capacity in your life, there's a desire to kind of turn the heat up in this situation, to spice things up a little bit, to kind of step more into the sweetness, out of just going through the motions, out of just keeping things on a platonic level, and to really kind of move into that realm of romance with you once again. But also holding themselves back, uncertain, kind of what to say, how to really knock on that door, what to do if you were to accept this kind of offer from them, if you were to reciprocate this energy that they would direct towards you. There's a bit of uncertainty about what that would look like, what that would develop into, and if they are ready to kind of take that next step at this time. They also say we have such a strong connection. So they are definitely very cognizant of the spiritual connection between the two of you, the soul connection. They may consider you their soulmate or their twin flame or their twin soul. Definitely a strong past life connection between you that they're starting to recognize, and this could be very much outside of the realm of what, how this person typically views relationships or has perceived connections, the level of intimacy that they have experienced with you in the past and continue to experience even in kind of this cold period or sort of this period of distance between the both of you, where they're deeply introspecting and looking back on what has been shared. What they still feel between you and what they want in the future. It's stronger than any sort of urge or yearning that they have had for anyone before. It's a stronger feeling of connectedness, a lot of telepathy going on in this situation, a lot of energy exchange across the distance. They may be dreaming about you a lot, feeling your presence around them throughout the day. All of these things in very subtle and consistent ways sets this connection apart from anything they've ever experienced, and it's creating this level of motivation to keep pushing within, to keep digging within, to keep stepping into that deeper level of authenticity so that they are able to present to you something of meaning, something of value, something of the true face of who they are and who they are becoming and discovering themselves to have always truly been within. So I'm going to get some initials for you now. This can be first, middle, or last name of you or this person, or it could spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. Got J, H, K, S, R, C, V, Z, N, T, B, Q, O, and L. So those are your messages, group 1. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer them through my Etsy shop, and there's a link in the description box of the video for that. I still have 2 written readings left at the time I'm recording this video, and once those sell out, I will not be restocking them. I am transitioning over to video readings, so I do offer those now, pre-recorded video readings. They come to you as a private YouTube link, and the turnaround time on those is 3 to 5 days from the time of purchase. I do offer an option that is a Love Notes from Your Person reading. It's a more expanded version of this. So instead of the 9 cards that I do here, it's 25 cards. And as far as the channeled love letters, I will still be offering those. Those will still be in the written format, a standalone letter, no tarot cards, just the letter sent as a PDF file to you. So those are in stock and will continue to be restocked. If you're interested in any of those, a written reading, a love letter, or even a video reading, all of that is available. I also make and sell handmade jewelry, dreamcatchers and suncatchers. All of that is in my Etsy shop. Again, link is in the description box of the video and in the About section of my channel page. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Group 2. You chose the Labradorite moon. So I'm going to be getting 3 cards from 3 different decks, and let's see, what does your person want you to know from their higher self right now? Okay, so they say you've been in my dreams. So you two could be dreaming about each other a lot lately. This can also tie into some kind of a realization that this person has had about you. Some kind of a feeling of love that has connected with them while in the dream state that is transferred over into waking reality. Something that they hadn't seen about you before, or recognized, or been willing to admit to themselves about you before, that you are the person of their dreams as well. That this has really, it has dawned on them. It has become very apparent to them, or is becoming more apparent as time is going on. This can also be the energy of dreaming of a second chance, dreaming of moving beyond the circumstances in which you find yourselves currently, dreaming of the long-term future between the two of you, whether that is reconciliation or moving the connection to the next level in whatever way that resonates for you. This can also be the energy of somebody who is really kind of dreaming and thinking of, what that will look like when they make a reintroduction into your life, or what that will look like when they declare kind of a deeper level of feeling for you. A little bit of fear, of trepidation associated with that. The potential of rejection is definitely heavily on their mind. But there's also a degree of excitement too about, this connection, this love that they feel for you, how that defies anything they have experienced previously, how you are the one that they have been waiting for, that they may have almost given up hope of ever finding. And so there's a degree of excitement with that as well. Kind of this long sought treasure that has finally been unearthed for them. Again, a lot of this awareness could have come through in the dream state. The two of you in meeting through dreams are exchanging a lot of healing, a lot of high vibrational energy with each other, activating each other, encouraging each other, nurturing each other in that kind of etheric state, which is then transferring over into conscious waking reality. It stays with them. There's a consciousness that this person is coming to as well, that the dreams that they have, the encounters that they have with you are more than just dreams, that these things are really staying with them days, weeks, months, even years for some of you beyond these experiences. So vivid, and just the feelings, the sensations that have occurred in that space being a lot more tangible than, say, typical dreams, or an average dream is something that's just kind of a byproduct of the subconscious, working through some kind of issues or anxieties, or is just kind of an amalgam maybe of imagery and information taken in throughout the day, or kind of in the recent past, that is sort of, reimagined into these little dramas that play out in the dream state. That in some way these encounters with you are beyond that. They're so visceral. There's such a tangible and electric quality to that both involves the unconscious mind as well as elements of the conscious reality, kind of both of these things straddling these kind of planes of existence and states of being in that dream state, that it's really expanding this person's perspective of the nature of connection, how that defies time and space, and even things like, waking and sleeping reality. They also say, don't leave me, please stay. So they are feeling some kind of a distance that is growing between the two of you if you are in separation from this person, or even if you're in contact with them, but the connection has just kind of stalled in some capacity. There's some kind of a stalemate. They feel you kind of branching out, looking for more, reaching for more, really taking your power back from this situation in some way, or prioritizing self-love and self-care, really raising the bar on your standards, raising your own vibration, which is creating this chasm between them, or between you and them, either consciously or unconsciously, that they are very much cognizant of. This is somebody who's reaching for you. You may feel them almost pulling on your energy at this point in time, or extra efforts are being made to be more attentive, to kind of show up in a lighter energy than maybe they have previously, if this is someone you're in contact with to some degree. All of this really stemming from, again, that energetic perception that they have of change that is happening, change within you, changes that you are exacting in your life. And there's a sense of really wanting to come with you on this kind of path of change. A desire to continue to grow with you, or to grow this connection beyond any sort of dormancy that it may be in currently. Again, they really have been able to see and recognize and perceive you from a different capacity. There's a level of depth here that they weren't seeing before that has become apparent to them, maybe through these dreams that they've been having, or one dream in particular, or some kind of an epiphany or an energy exchange that almost when they woke up, everything changed about how they felt. It all became more clear. The path forward to you became more clear. And now there is this urgency. Now, armed with this information, with this clarity, with this illumination, there is this desire to move towards you, to move toward deepening or strengthening this bond. They also say you are so beautiful. So they find you to be very luminous, not just in terms of your physical beauty, but who you are as a person, who you are as a soul. They are very magnetized to you, very drawn to you. The love that you hold within you and the ways in which you express that, in which you express your heart, they find this to be very inspiring, very captivating. This feels like somebody who, just is very, very content to just be in your presence, to just listen to the things that you're talking about, regardless of what that is, to be able to, look upon you, to see what it is you're doing in your life, what it is you're building, what it is you're growing or investing your time in. They find you to be a very bountiful person as well, almost this energy of, kind of having that Midas touch, that whatever you touch turns to gold, and that can be, literally endeavors that you are investing in. But this can also be a reflection of how you have touched them on a soul level, that they feel lighter in your presence, they feel more invigorated, they feel more motivated. They have gained a deeper level of clarity about who they are and what they want, and that this interaction, this exchange between the both of you is so captivating, it's so beautiful, it's so breathtaking, it's unlike what they have ever experienced with another soul before, even people that they've known for a long time. The levels at which you two have touched each other and really inspired and awoken each other at a deep core level, it's beyond comparison, it's beyond what they have known, it's beyond their wildest dreams, even in terms of the levels of intimacy that two people can reach with one another. And they also say, I want to make love to you. So they are having a lot of magnetic thoughts towards you, wanting to bask in your presence, wanting to be in your presence, wanting to step this connection up to the next level in some way, move out of kind of a period of hesitation or a period of distance or separation, and almost this idea of melding, merging, the two of you merging your lives, merging your energies, wanting to feel and taste and savor your presence and your energy in a more tangible way than they are currently, either through distance that just exists because they haven't taken the initiative to kind of advance this connection to the next level, or because of distance that exists because of a period of separation that the two of you are in, either caused by them or something that was caused mutually or agreed upon mutually between the two of you. There's this yearning to kind of return to that closeness that you once shared, to co-create with you in some way, to create a new future, or to really harness this energy, this exchange, this very powerful, even kundalini energy that exists and flows between the two of you at a distance. Wanting to really experience that, move out of kind of the difficulties you faced more in the direction of pleasure, but also seeing this creative force as kind of fuel for the two of you, really working more diligently and effectively toward dreams that you each have. Somebody who wants to build a life with you, repair or rebuild, or strengthen the foundation that you share together, and somebody who's definitely looking in a forward projected kind of gaze, not wanting to remain in kind of the status quo or where things are at currently, but wanting to really take that opportunity to combine forces with you and to creatively create, or co-create rather, collaborate with one another on that future, what the two of you see with one another, what you see for yourselves. Somebody who really feels that the best version of themselves is brought forth by you and through this energy exchange, and somebody who wants to reciprocate that to you in a very conscious and regular manner. And they also say everything you touch turns to gold. You are pure magic. So that is a confirmation of what I was saying about that Midas touch. And they really are extremely feeling, particularly, that the ways in which you have touched them, you have brought out this this kind of gold within them, this power within them that may have been dormant for some time. They may have overlooked. They may have not been able to see or recognize this about themselves. Life circumstances or the place that they are at on their particular soul journey may have really kind of been a dark period, a lot of doubts, where they were just sort of making do or trying to pick up the pieces after a lot of disappointment, trying to remain very grateful and very content with what's around them. But somebody who had almost in a way kind of given up on their dreams, given up on the possibility of something more. You've awoken this person, you've brought this person back to life in some way. They're starting to look at the past between you and even their own personal past, experiences that might have been kind of leaden, things that kind of held them down, or that they were sort of ashamed of, or that they looked at as blocks or obstacles, or just kind of mistakes in their life. They're reimagining all of these things, seeing these things as the very necessary stage that had to be set to the two of you colliding, seeing these things as very necessary components to strengthening their character, to again creating and producing these raw materials for alchemy, for transmutation. Somebody who may have had kind of a pessimistic or a defeatist attitude is now starting to have more optimism, more hope for the future, starting to again reframe the way that they are looking at their past and who they are as a result of that. And a lot of that they credit to you, to something just in your presence, in your very nature, in the dynamic and the energy that is exchanged between the two of you, that has again really kind of awoken something within them, created some kind of an epiphany for them. They are seeing themselves, they're seeing their life, you and the situation, with fresh eyes. They also say, I remember the good times that we shared. So if this is a complete separation, no contact situation, they are thinking heavily about better times, yearning for that closeness, wanting to move back into the warmth of the connection, of the times that you shared. Somebody who's not content with the distance, somebody who doesn't want more time to pass, feels that it's almost a loss of time or a loss of opportunity. Every day that goes by that they don't take action in the situation to change the circumstances, to bring that apology, to initiate that communication, that contact, to do their part to facilitate reconciliation. All of it it's just a squandering of this reality and of the the time that you two have left between you on this earth to really experience the beauty that is created between the two of you, and to really activate and encourage the fullest potential of what exists between the two of you to become form, to become reality, to move out of the realm of just dreams and wishful thinking into something that can be touched and tasted and experienced in an actual 3D sense. They also say, I am afraid that I might lose you one day. So this ties in with that sense of urgency that they are sensing or are recognizing that your vibration is shifting. That if you may have been kind of holding a place for this person, kind of waiting or in a holding pattern, that in some way you have shifted. You have shifted your priorities. You've shifted your approach to this situation. They are feeling this. They are sensing this, and it is creating that motivation within them to exact change in their life, to move beyond circumstances or even mindsets or vibrations within themselves that pose more of an obstacle than a benefit to this situation. Somebody who's starting to really do that work, to surrender to that process within them so that they can step out of a previous way of being or a previous version of themselves that you were dealing with, to step into that higher version of self, that highest possible potential within themselves. So the two of you are able to come back together and really, or, join together in a more profound way than you do currently. If this is somebody who is in your life to some capacity, there's a desire to build with you, to grow with you. Somebody who doesn't want the two of your paths to diverge, somebody who has come to this point of certainty that you are the one they've been dreaming of, you're the one that they've been looking for, and they want to do what it takes, what is necessary within themselves and externally to solidify this in some way, to strengthen this bond, or to at least provide tangible evidence that they are interested and actively are working toward that. There's a little bit of fear also here of an inadequacy, feeling almost that they are to some degree kind of putting you on some kind of a pedestal. They're still not able to recognize completely that, these kind of luminous qualities, these very abundant qualities that they recognize within you exist within them as well. They're starting to see that. They are starting to recognize that, but in some way there still is kind of this either or perspective, you versus them, instead of really seeing this as kind of the best that they see in you is mirrored within them. It's just waiting to be unearthed or polished or recognized, looked at and accepted, embodied, harnessed and embraced. And so a little bit of that fear, it's a healthy fear though, that's creating this motivation within them to do what's necessary, to kind of pick up the pace on the evolution within themselves and within this connection, to hopefully generate a possibility of the two of you sort of stepping this connection up to the next level, whether that is coming back together or furthering the bond that you share. They also say we should talk about things and work it out. So this can tie into those fears that they have. They are not content with just allowing these things to hold them back. Fear may have kept them at a distance for quite some time, or may have been a theme in their life that resulted in a lot of missed opportunities and a lot of these regrets that they have really held on to, but that through the experience with you, they are starting to reimagine these things, starting to have some more compassion for themselves and forgive themselves for these things. And there's a desire to discuss this with you, to let you know the profound impact that you have had upon them. This is also the energy of somebody who is geared toward reconciliation, toward reunion, wanting to move beyond the obstacles that you face, to figure out a plan to that you can both co-create a different kind of experience with one another, to co-create a different future from what the current reality is. And they also say we should talk about everything and clear the air. So double confirmation there of somebody who is wanting to make communication or speak more plainly and from their heart than they have in the past, or that they are currently with you. A lot of feelings that they're holding back, a lot of kind of dreams and things that they see in the future for the two of you that they want to express. There's this desire for closeness to co-create with you that they have either not made plain, or that they in some way maybe acted contrary to that in the past by creating distance, by kind of shutting down the connection, rejecting you in the past. They've had a change of heart. They are seeing things very clearly, and there is this desire to kind of remedy the situation, to pick up the pieces as best as they can so that the two of you are able to create a different future. They don't want the current circumstances to kind of be the way that this story ends. There is a feeling as well. They are sensing the growth that is occurring within you, and it is really motivating them to grow beyond their comfort zone, to evolve beyond a certain vibration or version of themselves that has reached its expiration point. Your growth and ascension is fueling and fostering their growth and ascension, and somebody who may have been in a period of resistance or denial is really starting to recognize that now, and there's a sense of urgency with kind of getting on board with the changes they are really being called to make so that they are able to be a force of change for the better in this circumstance. So I'm going to get some initials for you. This can be first, middle, or last name of you or this person, or it could spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. We've got X, Q, J, S, A, T, D, N, W, I, G, V, B, H, and C. So those are your messages, group 2. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer them through my Etsy shop, and the link's in the description box of the video for that. At the time I'm recording this reading, I have 2 written readings left, and then once those are sold out, I will not be restocking them. I am transitioning over to video readings, which I do offer at this point in time. Pre-recorded video readings sent to you as a YouTube link. Turnaround time on those is 3 to 5 days from the time of purchase, and I do offer an option of the love notes from your person as a video reading, and it's a more expanded version of this. It comes with 25 cards as opposed to the 9 that I do on these videos. So if you're interested in that, I do still offer written channeled love letters, and I will continue to offer those in the current format. It's a standalone letter, no tarot cards, just the letter, and that is written. That's sent as a PDF file. So those are still in stock and will continue to be available. So right now there are kind of the most full variety of, or what is left, a few written readings, the video readings, and then love letters. I also make and sell handmade jewelry, dreamcatchers and suncatchers. That is all available in my Etsy shop if you want to check any of that out as well. Again, link is in the description box of the video or in the About section of my channel page. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 3. You chose the rose quartz heart. So I'm going to be getting 3 cards from 3 different decks, and let's see, what does your person want you to know from their higher self? Okay. And they say, I want to hold you in my arms so badly. So they are missing your presence, wanting to return to your life, wanting to kind of correct any mistakes that were made. If you are in total separation from this person, they are thinking heavily about reconciliation. You may be really sensing and feeling this desire that they have for you as a lot of Kundalini energy that is being exchanged between the both of you. Feeling their energetic presence around you, maybe dreaming about this person a lot. They are directing a lot of kind of mental and emotional energy towards you, which, because of the nature of time and space and that really being largely irrelevant, you are in some way able to most likely pick up or perceive that. Again, through, maybe thoughts of this person, dreams of them, that Kundalini exchange, feeling them energetically around you. All of that is really, indicating kind of these truths that they are keeping hidden from you, this yearning that they have that is almost a prelude, or it's right at that precipice of this person exacting some kind of change. There's a hunger that they have for you that is increasing exponentially. There's also a sense here of wanting to close some kind of distance between the both of you. So if this is somebody maybe that you are just dealing with online, for example, and this doesn't have to be anyone you're in total separation with. Maybe this is somebody, that you're currently speaking to. You two have started to maybe repair things, work things out, or to build something together. There is this deep desire to further the connection, to move past whatever the current constraints or conditions or situations of this connection are, to move towards that that place of physically being in proximity with one another, to strengthen the bond, to deepen that bond between the two of you, to increase the level of intimacy. Somebody who has a desire to open their heart more to this connection and to you, where in the past they may have been kind of guarded or had sort of been triggered or had withdrawn themselves. There's an opening here, almost like the petals of a flower. Very slowly this person is opening to that reality, that they feel very safe in your presence. They feel very seen in your presence. There's a warmth and there's a kinship that they feel with you. There's something about you that just electrifies them. You enliven them. You have brought this person back to life in a very profound way and at a deep soul level that is beyond even the most intense spiritual and soul connections they may have shared with others. This is almost the next level of that. The exchange between the both of you, even just in a very, almost immediately and in a very kind of casual or benign sense, it has rippled out. It has, really sparked some things within you. And there's this craving for that, a craving for more, a craving to want to move closer to this, where they may have run from this in the past. This is somebody who has kind of given up that energy of fleeing from you and has almost done that about face, that 180-degree turn. Maybe after you've given up the chase, you have, accepted sort of the stance that they have taken, ultimatums that they've given, barriers that they've established, boundaries that they've set up, silence that they have presented to you. And as you've redirected your focus, it has really created the time and space necessary for this person to come to that understanding of the deep and profound yearning that they have for you. Someone who's starting to recognize maybe just in sensation, not necessarily in words, but that something was triggered within them, some kind of emotional issue or some kind of issue with intimacy was triggered by kind of the vibration that the two of you exchange, the energy the two of you exchange, even just very, immediately or across some kind of distance that might have resulted in them sort of pulling back or withdrawing, putting up these barriers, putting up their guard, putting up their walls, and from within this kind of fortress that they've created in this situation and within themselves, there has been this clarity and this truth that that the feelings that they were running from are in fact safe to feel, that they want more of this, they want to move closer to this, as opposed to continuing to sort of keep this element of wish fulfillment at a distance. They also say, thank you for loving me. So this person feels very seen, very accepted, very understood by you on a level that they may not have experienced with anyone before. And this feels to tie into that idea of some kind of a vulnerability, some proximity to maybe some unhealed inner child wounds or residual heartbreak, views they had of themselves of maybe not being very lovable, things that they were kind of they felt guilty about or shameful about, and that they thought themselves to be almost a broken person, a defective person, a bad person even for some of you, that the love that you have for them, seeing past all these illusions and these perceptions, these belief systems that feel very, very inaccurate, and were almost kind of the result of issues that they'd experienced that hadn't been processed in a proper way, or kind of the narratives that other people had directed toward them that they've taken on as their own identity. If this person is, is an empath, for example, they may have been kind of absorbing these vibrations from people in their environment, people they were dealing with, other romantic partners that they had, and they'd kind of taken that energy on and sort of shaped that into their own identity, a shell in which the true person has been living. And there's a sense of really you seeing beyond that, you feeling beyond that, you kind of just swatting away all of these illusions that they've put in place, and really just touching them, reaching them at the core of who they are, seeing the best in them, loving them for even, this element of being very triggered and any kind of boundaries that they have put up in this situation, that there still has been nothing but love emanating from you, even through the difficulties, even through the disappointment that you have faced with them. They sense and feel a very loving vibration coming from you. And it is something which has been consistent. It's something which they're really at a point of being able to appreciate, and there is this desire to reciprocate that, to move closer back into the proximity of kind of better times that you experienced, or a deeper level of intimacy, a desire to open up more, to let you in more. They also say, I really love the way you make me feel inside. So again, you've touched this person deep within their core and their soul, in a way that might have been very shocking for them. You've reached parts of them that they had almost given up hope on within themselves, or that they had come to believe were fractured beyond repair. In some way they were quite unlovable in a certain capacity, or they had come to kind of believe themselves to be mediocre when it comes to relationships. Maybe they had a series of kind of failed relationships, things that they may have done, ways in which they may have contributed to that they've had a hard time forgiving themselves for. They've had a hard time understanding the genesis of that, kind of this urge to self-sabotage. And there's a sense of you recognizing that quality within this person and loving them anyway. Not in a way that you would enable, or that you don't have a standard, or that you don't value yourself, you don't love yourself, but just a way in which you are able to kind of penetrate that wall, that identity, that mask that this person has kind of created for themselves and has been wearing. This mask that is the result of all the choices they have made in the past. And you are able to see redemption beyond that. You're able to see beyond that no matter how long this has been the status quo, or this person's kind of way of operating, in connections, in relationships, that you believe and you see and you know that a different version of this person still exists, that there's a version of them that is beyond all these things, which still dwells within them, and that it's this belief. It's almost being an energetic cheerleader for this person, encouraging them to unearth, to really embody and to embrace that version, to let the illusions go. Being that kind of vehicle and force of change in your own vibration is inspiring this person to do that work, to forgive themselves, to believe that change is possible, that their history and relationships or their way of viewing the world or looking at life or showing up in the world, that this is always subject to change. Change can happen at any point, no matter how far along in our journeys that we are at. And you really inspire this person towards that, toward believing something else is possible, believing, a different version of themselves is possible, believing that a way in which they have felt about themselves or their experiences for so long, that also is subject to change, that they can release themselves from these burdens, that it's okay to not feel so much pain, it's okay to not feel so much regret, it's okay to feel hopeful, and it's okay to receive and experience love in a very pure form. They also say thank you for your patience. So the time that you have allowed this person to kind of walk their path, to come to these conclusions very organically, honoring the boundaries they have put in place, continuing to send them love, even if they have only presented you with stonewalling, or if they have, not reciprocated that by way of, just being very cold, being very distant. And this is, again, not the energy of enabling. This is not, throwing yourself at, into kind of a void and receiving nothing. This is not the energy of giving in a depletion of yourself, but this is the energy of, really focusing on your own abundance, really focusing on your peace and your own well-being, but at the same time holding this person in a very loving space within you. Truly wishing them well, truly allowing them, not without condition, not allowance, in the interest of hoping that they'll change so that things will work out between the two of you, hoping that they'll change because it serves some kind of a goal or an end that you have in mind, but truly wishing the best for them, truly wanting them to harness and recognize that healing and that power that exists within them, the patience that you have expressed and the love that you have expressed, by not pushing agendas, not pressing expectations upon this person, but really just honoring them, honoring the words that they have communicated, what they are expressing to you, and continuing to move forward with your own life in various ways, continuing to redirect that focus towards self, holding on to that hope, keeping the door open a crack for this person to return, while still also, living your own life, prioritizing your own goals, your own kind of self-discovery, your own self-healing process. And it's this time that you have really given this person that has been the greatest gift. They have needed to come to this conclusion on their own, and it really feels that something has dawned on them, something has really been sparked or awoken within them. They are missing the closeness that you shared, and it's a conclusion that they have had to come to organically on their own. And they also say, I need you to know that I will always love you. So no matter what has been said, no matter what distance exists between you or where this connection is at currently, there is an infallible truth which exists within them, and that is the love that they feel for you is very profound. It is very otherworldly. It is very unexplainable. They love you with the core of who they are. They love you with everything that they could become, that they want to become. They love you across all time, space, dimension, and reality. And the magnitude of that love that just is, love that just allows, love that is patient and kind, love that helps them see a different version of themselves, one they have forgotten or that they have been moving away from through their choices, been kind of walking in the opposite direction of for quite some time. This love sort of reintroduces them to that, shows them that, it's never too late to kind of change course, to sort of remedy through changed action, the path that we are carving for ourselves in this life, and how that is then kind of drawing in various experiences that sort of mirror how we feel on the inside. This is a love that has shown this person that they are good enough as they are, and they are worthy of healthy and reciprocal love, that they are capable of becoming that, of stepping into that, leading by example in that sense for them. And there's a sense of gratitude that they have for you, for the impression that you've made upon them, for the influence that you've had upon them, for something that you have awoken within this person, that no matter where your paths take you, there will always be this love for you. You hold a place in their heart that could never be replaced by anybody. You hold a space within their heart that can never be touched by anybody. They have never been touched this deeply by another person. Even people that they've known their whole life, there's a level of connectedness here that defies logic, it defies explanation. And it's something where, they are acknowledging that there is work that needs to be done within themselves. There are things that need to be, addressed, behaviors, actions that need to be corrected, a process of forgiving themselves and kind of changing that vibration and outlook that may be kind of arduous, with that element of patience. This isn't an immediate change. This isn't an overnight change. And there's a sense here of uncertainty about how long that will take, understanding there's a lot of work that needs to be done. Appreciation for the space and time that you are granting this person to do that very organically and at their own pace, but also hope that you will not put your life on hold or kind of defer your own happiness in the interest of kind of holding on to that hope, on holding that space within your life, that, if other opportunities for love and happiness present themselves, that you will capitalize upon that, and just a knowing that this person has and that they want to convey to you that no matter what the future holds, there's a place within them that can't be touched by anyone, and that's where you reside, no matter what was said or what they fail to really say to you perhaps in the future, that is an unquestionable truth that will remain with them through their days. They also say things are going to be different from now on. So this is somebody who is deeply motivated to change. They have had some kind of an epiphany, some kind of an awareness. The time and space that you've given them has really worked miracles for this person. Any way in which you've released expectations, you've redirected that focus onto self. It has allowed for this person to come to these conclusions about who you are and what this connection means to them on their own, to come to that very organically. And this is now somebody who is motivated, who is inspired to take action, to sort of clean up their life, clean up their vibration, clean up the way in which they perceive themselves and their experiences and their potential. Somebody who is, maybe going to embark on some kind of reformation of their health, or of even their emotional health and well-being. Somebody who's wanting to kind of clean up a lot of the baggage that they have been holding, to release a lot of that, to step into a place of forgiveness for self, come to terms with a lot of the things that have happened in their past, and in the past of this connection. Somebody who is really wanting to become that apology in the form of changed behavior, so that when they return to your life, or as the walls and kind of the barriers that they have put in place are slowly kind of lowered, they're kind of removed from this circumstance, that the version of this person that steps forth from that is based on authenticity, is based on that higher vibration, is based on that very pure love that you are able to tap into and recognize within them, despite all of these masks and sort of excuses that they have and beliefs that they have had that they are something other than this very pure and vibrant and powerful love. They also say, I want to kiss you. So that ties in with that energy of wanting to hold you in their arms. There's this desire for closeness, to either evolve this connection to the next level, or to kind of kiss and make up for lost time, an awareness that this person has that they do have the power to change, no matter how long they have been walking a particular path, no matter how much time has gone by since you two went into separation, or no matter how long they've been holding up these barriers, kind of holding you at arm's length, holding this love at arm's length, looking everywhere except for this cup of love that is right in front of them. That all of this is really changing within this person. They have this recognition and are very slowly moving toward that at a very distinct and consistent pace, no matter how kind of gradual that process may be, which then requires your patience. This is somebody who is leaning into this, who is no longer running from this connection, but is even just energetically and in their heart and in their mind starting to entertain and kind of receive and sort of grasp the deeper implications and potential that exists between the two of you. They also say, hey baby, I was thinking of you. So telepathy could be very strong between the two of you at this point in time. There was also that energy of so much kind of mental and emotional energy directed towards you that it is manifesting in you sensing them, in this Kundalini energy, in dreams, in the telepathy, and this very much happening in real time. This can be that confirmation that, you know, as these even signs and synchronicities are sort of popping up about this person, this can all be that indication that they've had a change of mind, they've had a change of heart. They are viewing this connection in a different way. They're seeing the potential of this connection in a more expanded form, and there are thoughts of what they need to do in order to kind of clean up the wreckage in this situation, what they need to do in order to kind of do some cleanup work within themselves, within their life, and within their vibration. You know, thoughts that they are having about what this could look like, a future with you, what that would look like, a reconciliation, what needs to be done in order to present themselves in a vibration that is, you know, that speaks of change, that speaks of dedication toward a solid future, that is that warm and loving and very you know, kind of safe space that you represent for them. There's a desire of them on their part to really mimic that, to provide that for you as well, to really take action and to take all of this yearning that they have for you on a very visceral and energetic level and create some kind of change in a material sense, either a reunion energy or a deepening of the bond, kind of bridging that gap of time and space and distance between the both of you to come into closer proximity to that, kind of taking this connection to the next level. They also say karma, karma, karma. It is here kicking my butt. So a lot of harsh recognitions and realities that might be surfacing for this person, as far as missed opportunities, as far as having pushed this connection away in the past, and sort of what the ramifications of that were. The fact that they have really pushed away a very pure and authentic love, or had not really seized the opportunity for that when it was presented to them. All of this is a very harsh kind of understanding that they have, that there's a lot of work that needs to be done, and it may you know, perhaps be too little too late by the time they kind of reach that point of completion, but it is providing this motivation for them to very, very much pick up the pace. It might be gradual, but it feels that it is at a more accelerated pace than they were operating at previously, in terms of change within themselves, a change of mind, a change of heart. There's also a recognition that they have of kind of people that they are surrounding themselves with, lifestyle choices that they have made, kind of a recognition of the bed that they are laying in is the one which they have made for themselves, and it doesn't feel good, it doesn't feel right, it doesn't feel like where they want to be. There is this desire to move back towards you, to move toward the warmth and the inspiration that you provide for them. There's a sense of where they may have almost once presented you with a coldness or with boundaries and barriers. There's now, the roles have reversed, the tables have turned, and it's that coldness and those barriers and boundaries that they are now exhibiting toward people in their life, other romantic partnerships they may currently be involved in, kind of activities that they were engaged in. There's a sense of this person distancing themselves from that. It no longer resonates with them. It no longer holds, or they are able to recognize that it doesn't hold as much of the vibration of love as what has been sparked within them, what has been shown within them, what exists within them. And between the two of you, this is a different life. This is a new chapter. This is something more that this person wants for themselves. And it really requires looking around at the life they've created for them, and doing this process of evaluation. What aligns with that? What aligns with what has been awakened within them versus what needs to be really moved away from? So a period of almost regret of seeing things in hindsight, and kind of that sinking feeling that this person has, that they almost pushed away wish fulfillment for themselves. This is all part of the lessons, part of cultivating that deeper appreciation and that ability to be very consistent in the changes that they are making. It's becoming very important, very crucial to this person. They almost feel that there's a very small window of opportunity to do this, to extract themselves from these karmic situations and these karmic patterns that may have presented as obstacles, even karmic patterns of kind of keeping love at bay. These stories, these belief systems that they have of themselves as broken, as unlovable, as, the bad guy or bad girl in romantic situations. All of this that's a karmic relationship. It's a karmic dynamic. All of it is an unhealthy reflection of a distortion within this person, not the reality of who they are and who they can become. So this is somebody who's in a process of really sifting through that, of releasing these things in order to create space to cultivate a new and more authentic vibration of who they are, which is then the stage that needs to be set for creating kind of a new and more authentic approach to this situation, or to come forth with a very genuine, realistic, and maintainable sort of offer of reconciliation or apology for you in the future. So I'm going to get some initials for you. This can be first, middle, or last name of you or this person, or it could spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. Got X, P, Q, R, F, N, V, Z, H, U, E, D, K, I, J, and L. So those are your messages, group 3. I hope they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer them through my Etsy shop, and there's a link in the description box of the video for that. At the time I'm recording this reading, I have 2 written readings left, and once those sold out, I will not be restocking them. I'm transitioning over to video readings, and video readings are currently available and being offered through my Etsy shop. Those are sent to you as a private YouTube link. The turnaround time on those is 3 to 5 days from the time of purchase. And I do offer an option of the love notes from your person that is a more expanded version of this reading. So it comes with 25 cards as opposed to the 9 that I do here in these pick-a-card readings. If you're interested in checking that or any of the other varieties of reading out. I do still offer and will continue to offer the channeled love letters. Those will continue to be in written format. It's a standalone letter, no tarot cards, just the letter. Again, it's written, sent to you as a PDF file. Those are in stock and will continue to be in stock. So at this point in time, there's a couple of the written readings. There's video readings that are available, and channeled love letters. I also make handmade jewelry, dreamcatchers and suncatchers, which I sell in my Etsy shop as well. The link for my Etsy shop is again in the description box of the video or in the About section of my channel page if you're interested in checking any of that out. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.